Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good afternoon, assalamu alaikum, and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. Let's take a look at what we're discussing. First of all, we'll give you the updates of Pakistan's tour to Australia. The team has been involved in training sessions throughout Melbourne in the past couple of days, and of course, they're focusing on batting, fielding, and bowling, all departments of the game that we all love. And it's going to be very interesting how Pakistan proceeds in this tour because we're looking forward to a very interesting series. There have been a lot of comments, but former captain Pakistan cricket team and Test cricketer Wasim Akram has said that even if they win one game, it's going to be a remarkable victory. So I think this is the onus of this tour as well. You know how important it is. On the other hand, we also have to tell you that Jason Gillespie has completely backed Babar Azam. He said that he's the best player in the world, and it's about time now. He said this is a series where he is going to make a comeback. He said he's been in a rough patch. Everybody does. But this is a time now where Babar Azam will make a comeback as well. So there's a lot of weight thrown by the coach as well. How Babar responds is the real question over here. And then, of course, we move on and we tell you that Lahore Qalandars have finally announced their new head coach. Darren Gough, former English cricketer, joins them as their new head coach for the new season for Lahore Qalandars. So that's what we're discussing. Time now to introduce the guests. First of all, joining us is a cricket commentator, international broadcaster, presenter, and our sports expert, Qiyasif Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, sir?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmed. I'm very well.
Thank you for joining us. We've also been joined by first-class cricketer and expert Kashif Majid. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Walaikum assalam. Perfectly all right.
Thank you very much for joining us as well. Now, this tour to Australia is going to be very, very important. A lot needs to be said. But Kashif, if you analyze Pakistan's combinations, team, and the way Australia approach their cricket at home, we do know that the only way to beat them is if you put the pressure on them. And at times, teams like Sri Lanka, India have won by exerting that pressure on the Australians back to them. So even if you think for 1 second you're going to play defensive cricket, it's not going to work in Australia. But what would you say is the key to success over here for the Pakistan team?
Match them shoulder by shoulder, face to face. You can brick by brick, everything you can say. But when we talk about tour to Australia down under, it's always a psychological battle you have to go through. The media, the hype, the way they sledge the players, the way they target players psychologically, that is all about Australian tour. But going through those Indian teams and those Sri Lankan teams, the fresh faces, when they are free and they are mentally they are relaxed, they can go and have a blast in the Australia. Last time we still remember, without Kohli and without all those senior guys, Rishabh Pant came up and played a superb knock and they win the test series out there against the side of Tim Paine. So most probably with this team and with this Rizwan's mindset of just going there and having a blast, or just go there and enjoy your cricket, I still believe it will be a good competition, and players from all across the globe and specifically from Pakistan are saying that if they just win one day match or one T20, it will be enough. I don't think so. I still believe in this team with this captaincy, and most probably just give them the license to play their natural game, and most probably this team has got a good chance.
Interestingly, this subject really opens up, Asif, we tried to discuss this before as well, that the batting has always been a discussion in Pakistan. But for the very first time, we are at a position now where our bowlers are struggling. I think it's a very simple question that, they're not technically built right now for the kind of cricket that is being played. Either there's lack of focus, there's diversion, there's lack of fitness. Indeed, that's a big question mark for Pakistan cricket. But obviously, to win in Australia, to play a one-day series, 50 overs cricket, you can't be of a 4-over mindset and try to bowl 10 overs in one-day international cricket.
Well, Ahmed, first of all, I would like to condemn Wasim Akram's statement. What kind of senior and what kind of legend you are? You are demoralizing our team. Of course, we do know that it's a new side. We do know that the skipper is new and the Australian team is a very strong side, but you cannot say right before the series that even if you can win one match, we'll appreciate. I think that you're just underestimating the power of Pakistan, to be honest, because I criticize the policies of Pakistan Cricket Board. I always criticize the way skippers they handle this side, but it does not mean that the legends like Wasim Akram, if they are making these kind of statements, aren't good for the for the confidence of the Pakistan cricket team. First, where the rest of the legends talk about Vivian Richard, he's appreciating Babar Azam, he's praising Babar Azam, and Jason Gillespie admiring his abilities, his capabilities. We should appreciate Pakistan cricket team. We should back them first of all. That we have a new skipper like Mohammad Rizwan, as you know, you've been talking about him for a long time, that he is the best candidate to lead the side. And now when they're in Australia, of course, we do know that the pressure should be on Pakistan team. But you said rightly, you said come up and play with full energy, positivity, and just go with an attacking approach. And I'm quite sure that Pakistan have beaten Australia in the past, and we could beat them right now as well.
Well, certainly we can. I think that is surely on the cards. Pakistan cricket will surprise you at a moment where you never expect them to surprise you. So you never know. Akib Ball might be successful over there as well.
No, Ahmed, see, actually, we have a very good blend of seniors and juniors, you know, and some young talent like Kamran Ghulam. Why I'm talking that he's a young guy, because he recently he scored a century in his debut. So it means that the players like Kamran Ghulam and players like Hasnan, he remained with Pakistan cricket team. He was struggling with his form. He was struggling with his injury, his bowling action. He has worked a lot on it. And when he's coming back, I think that the enthusiasm is there. And Sufyan Muqeem and some other players, you know. So Pakistan got good talent. Now, I must say, as Kashif was talking about, just go there and play your positive cricket. And license to play according to their skills or license to kill. Now there is a question.
A license to thrill, I must say. That's the case. But Kashif, do you agree with Wasim Akram? He says even one ODI is massive for Pakistan cricket at this moment.
I don't think so. Talking about Pakistan cricket, the way we have handled things in the last 6 months, and still came up with 2 test victories against England, because nobody considering Pakistan to play that brand of cricket, and eventually in the mid of all chaos we find a solution to beat England amid all the controversies with those English commentators. But having said all those things, I still believe a majority of them have been to Australia before with the Pakistan Shaheen team or Pakistan A team and everybody. So most probably I personally think with the captaincy of Rizwan, everybody is now looking for a place in final 11. Apart from most probably Rizwan and Agha Salman, even Babar Azam has to play his natural game or has to score plenty of runs to be in the side for future. And most probably Shaheen Afridi, who once rated as one of the finest strike bowlers, is now struggling to find a place or find a regular place in the side. So that adds to the beauty of a team, that everybody wants to perform because their position is unsure. Yes, simultaneously there is insecurity, but that insecurity can lead to playing copybook cricket, because nobody wants to take chances, nobody wants to do something different, because they wanted to just go there and play the copybook and they want to be in the side. But this is where Rizwan's presence came, and this is where Salman Ali Agha should put his step forward and ask the team to go and celebrate the moment, because I think for new guys, first tour to Australia, it's a difficult chance, but this is the chance to become a hero. Score a century, take a 5-4, a splendid catch, an extraordinary run out, and you can be a hero for quite some time, because scoring a century and playing a man of the match performance against India or doing something extraordinary in Australia is to me is an equivalent. And most probably the chance is with the youngsters to go there and enjoy their cricket. And most probably, one more thing to add, I think this is a test of the skills of the captaincy of Rizwan. Just not how to deal with the pressure of the Australians' pressure, but how to deal with Babar Azam and Shaheen Afridi simultaneously in the side.
I think for once that chapter is now closed. So I think finally we can move on to the cricket itself. But let's go towards a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Right, welcome back. So Babar Azam is a buzz once again, and obviously the captaincy saga is over, but then again, he's still the best player in the world, says Jason Gillespie. Let's take a look at this report.
Pakistan's former captain Babar Azam has joined the ranks of cricketing legends as his bat is now showcased in the prestigious long room at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. The exhibit already features bats donated by icons Don Bradman, David Bourne, Jack Hobbs, and Brian Lara. The Melbourne Cricket Ground management extended a special invitation to Azam, asking him to contribute the bat he used during Pakistan's 2022 T20 World Cup final clash against England, which he accepted. Reflecting on the honor, the much-acclaimed batter said that playing at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, one of the world's most celebrated cricket venues, holds a deep personal significance. Pakistan's coach Jason Gillespie also supported Babar, saying he is a great player who is just going through a tough time. I'm very confident Babar will be back scoring a lot of runs for Pakistan in all formats.
There you have it, all you need to know about Babar Azam and the comments that have been made by the coach as well. Now, of course, it's a moment right now for him. It always has been, Kashif. If we analyze Babar Azam, I think he's always been above many players, the center of discussion. Even right now, I was watching some of the visual gimmicks. He arrived at the airport. You know, everything about social media was a buzz considering Babar Azam. Technically speaking, the pitches that he'll get in Australia on the up could be the best point for him to find form once again.
Ahmed, let's start with the history of Pakistan being a country of producing exceptional fast bowlers. And out of chaos and everything, we found a quality batter who can play spin, fast bowling at every conditions, at every ground exceptionally well, with an average of 50 in all the formats. So most probably this is why we talk Babar Azam so much. And then we came to one point where the board was investing to create a hero for the youngster, and Babar was that one guy. And then all across the globe, everybody who's commentating, who has the knowledge of cricket, started praising Babar. So with this burden, Babar carries that burden for around 4 to 5 years exceptionally well. And then of course with all those things happened, most probably it's again a time for Babar to rise up to the occasion. And Australia and MCG most probably is the best suited venue for him, with the ball coming on to the bat, with those back foot punches to the covers, the drives and everything which Babar likes the most. And
Kashif, where has he struggled technically speaking? As a batter yourself, where have you seen that Babar has been the most vulnerable, and why has that change come?
I want to see a slightly different word for him. When he started thinking himself as a genuine T20 opener who can strike the ball at 150. So he opened his offside play and started thinking that he can use those body positions to score the middle stump ball towards the off sticks. He started opening his stance, and this is where he became vulnerable. And most probably when we go through the Babar Azam's initial phase, when he was using the HS bat primarily, he was quite compact and taking the balls within the body, using all the balls and waiting for the odd bat delivery to score runs. But then the strike rate was as a question mark, and he was scoring at 127. I think the last PSL where he excelled with the bat with the strike rate of 145, this is where he made a slight adjustment of taking those balls towards the covers, the middle stick balls or even the leg stick balls. I don't want to say, but the Urdu phrase for is niche utar ke khelna start ho gaya. So this is where Babar Azam made slight adjustment. Those adjustments can be made when we talk about the PSLs and the Asian conditions, but when the ball is jagging around, seaming around, play this adjustment can be termed as playing away from the body, and this is where Babar struggled. One thing, and second, of course, so with I think this is, if you take this into the brackets and just say it's more of a mental tough, mental struggle than the technical one. I think he struggled more mentally with everything happening around, and he is in the middle of the captaincy saga. If he consider himself as a pure batsman, I think there is no one second to Babar, even in Pakistan, or most probably he's in the top 5 in the world.
Yes, Asif, so part of that struggle has been because of whatever has been going around. So obviously off the field matters affect you as well as a player. I think it's no secret. But then again, he is Babar Azam, and I think right now might be the best time for him to realize that he's Babar Azam.
Well, Ahmed, let me remind you one thing, and that is you know, that the quacks sitting over the TV and always talk about that Babar is not a player of T20.
We're also sitting on TV. I hope you don't mean us quacks, but you know, then again.
I'm talking about quacks, you know. All right. So when they talk about that the Babar is not a T20 stuff, and as Kashif was mentioning so nicely that, you know, when all the way you're trying to hit or the extra cover or you're trying to go across the line, and I have watched him in T20 World Cup that against USA. He was on 44 playing so nicely, but when he went across the line and threw his wicket, this is not the trademark of Babar Azam. This is not his speciality. He's such a great player with a straight bat. Watch out his cover drives, watch out his on drives. One thing he struggles where I do think that is he struggles against the short pitch deliveries. And in Australia, he got out 3-4 times while playing pull shot or a hook shot. And then, of course, you know, wrong one from the leg spinner. But overall, Babar is a very stylish batter. See his record. His record speaks itself that he's such a genuine batter and such a genuine class he is. Now, the problem is that one thing which I do agree with Wasim Akram, he said, Babar, don't watch social media. When you watch social media, people sitting on the Twitter, Instagram, or maybe on YouTube channel, and they're just making, you know, they're just trying to ridicule him. They're not talking about his batting as we're talking about his flaws, or maybe where he struggles actually. And they just go and just attack on his personality, which is, I think, it's not good. See in India that they just appreciate their heroes. Virat Kohli was struggling. He was not in good form.
You know,
and
the question
I have
really
asked
opens
this
up,
question.
because you mentioned Virat Kohli. I remember one of his interviews, he said that everybody sitting on television and giving me chunks and chunks of advice. He talked about his former cricketers. He said, how many of them called me? None. He said the only person who called me was MSD, and he was the only one who came up with support and, you know, words of wisdom. And MSD is a kind of person who doesn't even keep a mobile phone. So imagine how hard it's to reach him. At the same time, you know, for Babar Azam, it also must be said that once the bandwagon started, everybody jumped in. There was no one who would say that, you know, I'm going to go and talk to Babar that, okay, this happens as a player, this is what you should do. But everybody had their own hidden agendas behind it.
Well, that's true. And I think when you have given an example of Virat Kohli, the way MS Dhoni called him and told him just relax and just follow these things, I think that was the best example. Sitting over the TV, it's very easy if you're criticizing on, you know, Babar Azam or any other star. Why I'm talking about the India, because I've spoken to a couple of their journalists. They said that Virat is a class. Virat is a king. Yes, he's suffering, you know, with a bad time. He's not in good form. But even then, the spectators, they were backing him. Here in Pakistan, spectators, you know,
if you allow me, the same journalists right now are saying that we also need Mohsin Naqvi in our setup. We have 3-4 kings that are not letting the Indian team go. We want to get rid of them as well. The same Indian journalists now.
So, take the name, please.
No, I'm not taking any name. No, not at all. Not on state television. If you
all right, okay. Okay, fine. So, Ahmed, that's the best time to see back your players like Babar Azam.
But do you think some former cricketer should have gone when this initially started?
I think Babar should have called to Javed Miandad. I think
No,
Babar should have called
I understand, but you need your own wisdom to talk to someone. You need to get out of
Yes.
that stardom to do that. That I'm being offered captaincy. Do you think should I take it or not? You know, that is the wise decision over it.
See what's happening actually, why Wasim Akram is saying just keep away yourself from social media, because when you're watching that people are criticizing over the social media, even the former test cricketers, former skippers, they're just, you know, talking and doing nothing. Then you should take step yourself, talk to Javed Miandad, talk to Zaheer Abbas, that this is what happening. I think Zaheer Abbas has also said about him that keep yourself away from the captaincy and just concentrate on your batting. So I think that when you are struggling, you're in a bad time and no one is supporting you, just take a step forward and talk to someone legend like Javed Miandad. We have legends. We have Yunus Khan. We have Mohammad Yusuf. Yusuf remained with the Pakistan team as well. He was in high performance center as well. So I think that it's nothing bad if you're talking to Mohammad Yusuf or Javed Miandad, sir, I'm struggling, please suggest me. I think it's not a bad
Well,
idea.
absolutely. And
Ahmed,
I think, yes, Kashif, please.
Just, you know, going through your question and talking to someone senior, I remember tennis players, Djokovic, Roger Federer, Nadal. Each one of them carry a ex-champion as their mentor come coach when they go for those Grand Slam events. I'm not sure why this culture couldn't prevail in Pakistan. I going through all those years, I couldn't find one example of player coming up, a current player coming up saying that this ex player is my mentor or is my currently I'm working with him as he is my coach for a certain period of time. I'm not sure why, because this is a culture around the globe. It's just not about getting the basic skills
Our
right.
fast bowlers have said their favorite player is Virat Kohli. They've not taken name of any fast bowler even.
This is, I'm not, and this primarily, you said for yourself that Virat Kohli said that only player who called him MSD because Virat Kohli, the brought up, I would say, in cricket of Virat Kohli is under the wings of MSD. Mahendra Singh Dhoni wanted to get retired from international cricket most probably after 2018-17. It was Kohli who said that I want to learn the art of captaincy from you, so I want you to be in the side. And this is where Kohli prolonged his retirement. And one day he said, "Okay, since Virat Kohli is not more, I'm not more," and he retired. Coming back to my query that why not any Pakistani guy, for instance, for let's suppose Babar Azam, he can take his manager, coach, let's suppose Yunus Khan. I came up with one guy named Yunus Khan with the team or with with as someone that who is mentor to him or someone who is coaching him or to who someone to which he goes and finds the art of batting under pressure or in the fourth innings or against the spinners, and he that Yunus guy can be present in big events, most probably sitting out there, not with the team, maybe sitting out there in the crowd in the VIP area, that he's be looking to directly to Babar Azam, he's be talking to Babar Azam. And this can happen. I'm not sure what the PCB policy is about it, but this should bound to happen now because there's so much happening. A player couldn't cope with all those pressures.
Yeah, I think it's plain simple. But on the other side of it, I am also disappointed to say that I was told of an incident where a former great of Pakistan cricket was sitting, and this is long ago, and a very talented test cricketer from Pakistan was playing, and he was batting brilliantly. A couple of them were playing. It was just a side match, a charity game, and to that legend of Pakistan cricket, it was asked that, do you see who's going to be the best cricketer here amongst all of these 3-4 for Pakistan? And the guys who were playing had a lot of runs under their belt. I'm just talking about batters, and he said, no one's better than me. So I think that really sums it up of the kind of mentality that we preach over here as well. No wonder these players don't get along. I think even for Wasim Akram, because he said keep away from social media, he knows best. He has mastered the art of keeping away from PCB for his entire life after he retired. I think that is remarkable for a player's perspective. But obviously, I think the onus once again remains there. And I must say, Asif, still when teams are planning against Pakistan, they do still consider Babar Azam to be an element which they need to get over if they want to win a game. It's plain simple.
Well, I think that Babar and Rizwan, both, they brought several victories for Pakistan, if you see their partnership. And of course, Babar is a big element. And I was in the crowd right in the Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium, and I was talking to the crowd that, are you enjoying? I have that video on my YouTube channel. And they said, no, we aren't enjoying because there is no Babar. And that's why we're just sitting calm. No one is chanting slogans. No one is talking, and no one is, shouting. When Babar is in ground, they say that Babar is in our energy. So, talk to any player who's playing in the club. Who's your favorite batter? They will definitely take the name of Babar Azam. And in the past era, yes, that was bad time for Pakistan when the youngsters, they were taking name of Shahid Afridi, that I want to become a Shahid Khan Afridi. And then after that, see that we have several batting stars. Of course, Inzamam ul Haq, Yunus Khan, Mohammad Yusuf, Saeed Anwar, and then we have a brilliant all-rounder like Abdur Raza. But now, of course, from last 6-7 years, we're struggling in that we didn't find any sort of talent like Babar Azam. We didn't find star like Babar Azam. So we have only one star, that is Babar Azam.
Can I get a flip
Yes, of course.
the
I
coin
thought
for-
he's going to say only one star, Shaheen Shah Afridi, but obviously yes, you can add as well.
the flip of the site during PJL when there was one guy at the helm of the affairs in the PCB, and he's a fantastic fan of Babar Azam. We are going through certain the interviews of different upcoming youngsters who are emerging as a potential star for Pakistan and for other teams. I know 2 or 3 of them being my juniors in the club cricket, and I got to have a good gupshup, and when I got to know that it was decided that they should, as a batter, they should be taking the name of Babar Azam as one of their best players or as one of their inspirations. This is how PCB made Babar Azam at times. I'm not against anything, but this is how we created a hero, and he was bound to be our hero. Let me say that too. And now when we created or we made a hero, I'm not sure what happened with us.
It's just like Syed Mohammad Awais saying, I love Jonty Rhodes as my mentor. Simple as that. I think that really sums it
Where
up.
is he, by the way?
But
with Jonty Rhodes.
But that being said, obviously we have to move on. Pakistan-Australia tour is going to be fantastic nonetheless with the results. Let's wait and watch whatever unfolds. Let's take a look at another report regarding our next topic that is up for discussion.
In a major development in the world of cricket, Lahore Qalandars have announced the appointment of former England fast bowler and ex-managing director of Yorkshire County Cricket Club, Darren Gough, as their new head coach. This move comes as the Qalandars gear up for the highly anticipated inaugural Global Super League set to begin on November 26th. Darren Gough, a name synonymous with English cricket, brings a wealth of experience both as a player and as a leader. The 54-year-old is revered for his time with the England cricket team from 1994 to 2006, where he left his mark as England's top wicket taker in ODIs and a force in Test cricket. Since retiring, Gough has transitioned seamlessly into media and cricket management and as England's bowling consultant in 2020. On his appointment, Gough shared his excitement, stating it's an absolute honor to be asked by Lahore Qalandars to lead the team for the Global Super League. I have had the privilege of working with Qalandars before. This team has a strong commitment to nurturing young talent, and I am thrilled to be a part of that journey.
Well, there you have it. Lahore Qalandars have finally announced their head coach, Darren Gough. Asif, how do you see this for Pakistan cricket in general when you talk about franchises? Obviously, that dressing room environment really matters. It is Pakistan's Super League right now that we're talking about, but for Lahore Qalandars dressing room, bringing in Darren Gough.
Lahore Qalandars dressing room will be missing Aqib Javed after a long time, because Aqib Javed was working with him since day one, and I have worked with him in players development program as well. But right now, when we talk about the Darren Gough, more than 450 international wickets for him, and if you talk about his coaching career, it's not as much long because he has only served one time with the England team as bowling mentor. Apart from that, he was a radio presenter, and now he's entering as head coach in Pakistan Super League with Lahore Qalandars. I have watched his video. In that video, he was just giving a message that I love the players development program of Lahore Qalandars, and I'm enthusiastic about that program, and I would like to hunt the talent with Lahore Qalandars as they do, and they travel around nationwide, and they try to hunt new talent, they try to bring new talent for Pakistan. So I will be the part, I'll be happy. So I think it's a new change, and good luck for Darren Gough and good luck for Lahore Qalandars.
Beautiful action he has got.
Yes.
The Darren Gough's action was one of my favorites in the 90s, with sidearm, with the way he's got the energy, with the new ball outswing, with the old ball reverse, and jagging back into the right-handed batsman. And this is Darren Gough now entering in the new phase. And we talk about Lahore Qalandars, they are always full of surprises. From making Suhail Akhtar the captain of Lahore Qalandars to making head coach Darren Gough, I think yet another surprise unfolds from Lahore Qalandars. let's see how this going to happen in this PSL.
Well, it's going to be very, very interesting as well, because I think it really sets the balance off balance for a change. Because like he said, Asif said, Kashif, I think you'll agree that post Aqib Javed is going to be a very interesting era for Lahore Qalandars.
Oh yes, of course, most probably a freer one. So Haris Rauf can play red ball cricket if he wants to and if he's fit. And most probably Kamran Ghulam can open the innings. And there are so many. And most probably Abdullah Shafik, if he can become an opener back to his original position. There is so much to talk about when we talk about Lahore Qalandars. And most probably Rana Sahab can be back in the stadium. So this is what we all wanted to.
Well, this was what I'm missing for Lahore.
Oh
Qalandars.
yes.
So, you know,
we all supported. We all supported Lahore Qalandars in the initial phases of PSL, initial editions, just because of Rana Sahab. The way he smiles, the way he enjoys.
He cries as well.
He cries, the way he enjoys. And this is where the the aura of Lahore Qalandar was basically sitting outside the rope, and that was Rana Sahab. Inside the rope, they were just not there.
Ahmed, he has taken one name, that is Suhail Akhtar. Where is he actually? I wanted
Back
to ask
to
you
Wakant,
this.
I guess. Aptabad, Veliyan.
No, he's not, is he playing domestic cricket? I've watched
No.
him in domestic cricket for 2-3 years, but after that, he gone missing somewhere.
Look, I think his case is a very, very disappointing one, because I know from first-hand encounters, I was told, it's not something that I heard. I had a discussion when I went to the High Performance Center for Lahore Qalandars. Toured there a couple of times, and I asked this question, and I was very, very interested that why they're making this change, and why letting them go all of a sudden when he's been the skipper. And they said that he's been a big disappointment, because the management clearly wanted to make him a very strong skipper. But what happened, Asif, was that during off seasons when there was no PSL, remember that there are very limited franchises who after PSL are doing something. Lahore Qalandars are one of them, because they have a high performance center.
Only
the only one. Simple as that, the only one, because they have a high performance center. Peshawar Zalmi of course invests, but in sort of like grassroots madrasa leagues and stuff like that. But the only one who has a high performance center. So they requested Suhail that after every off season, you stay at the high performance center. We'll take care of everything you need, logistics, finances, be it anything, and you stay there, improve your fitness first of all, work on your communication skills even as a skipper. Language is very important, and do all of this. But Suhail would, after every off season, go back to his own local area, the place where he grew up, sit with friends all night long on the corner of streets, and do nothing. And this is the primary thing that they kept on stressing, that this is what happened.
Shocking, very sad. I mean, see, Lahore Qalandars have invested a lot on Suhail Akhtar. Nobody knew that from where he came, and as Kashif was mentioning, that they have taken a very bold decision, brought him as a skipper, and he was leading Pakistan. He was leading Lahore Qalandars in Pakistan Super League. So when you got that much respect, and if they're backing you, they're giving you an opportunity, why you're not utilizing it? And of course, that I've watched him in domestic cricket as well, was off color, was not doing extra effort.
You know how he became the captain? That's also interesting. So they had their own, Lahore Qalandars had their own league, and Suhail was the skipper of one side that won that internal league, and Suhail was made the captain. So it was as quickly as it ended. So I think that is also a remarkable one. But
can I add a name? If we can add a compliment to Lahore Qalandars, the way they have worked on Suhail Qalandar is exactly
Suhail Akhtar.
Suhail Akhtar.
The name you took is absolutely
right. Yeah, it's right. It's right.
So this is what we used to call him. So the way they have worked on Suhail Akhtar is exactly the way they have worked on Haris Rauf. So it's a personal choice. Haris Rauf become a star for Pakistan because going through all those hardships, the journey, the fitness, the language, everything, he stayed there and became a star. And Suhail just lost his track.
And Kashif, I do remember in 2016 or 17, they brought Zulkarnain Haider as well back. And they've given him an opportunity, but that was a very shocking.
They've done everything.
Yeah,
they've
done the opportunity. Raza Hassan, the left arm spinner.
Yes.
They brought the universal boss. They brought ABD. They brought everybody. But Raza Hassan's case is even more disappointing than Suhail Akhtar. So Aqib bhai told me that he was traveling, and he saw him as well. He saw this gentleman sitting in the cold and shivering, and then he realized that this is Raza Hassan, the left arm spinner. he called him and said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I'm very hungry." He was just in a miserable condition. So he took him to his home and provided him shelter, food, everything, and he told him that, "What do you want to do?" And he said, "I want to play cricket again." So he brought him back to the circuit, and there were peak COVID days, if you remember, and domestic cricket was happening. So biosecure bubbles came in play. So if I'm not wrong, it was either Pindi or Lahore where the players were told that they can't leave their hotel bubble, and during midnight he left. He went out, and that's when they decided that, okay, then no more, Mr. Nice Guy. But like I said, I think Kashif is right. It's a personal choice.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I often tell people that success is going to come at your door once, then it has to circle the entire world and come back. So never lose that opportunity. That is the case. But thank you very much, Asif and Kashif, for joining us. That wraps up Sports Extra. From me and the entire team, it's goodbye for now.